we're gonna have a interesting video today where Remanx is gonna take the position that this power creep in the Infinity Watch team is good, and that holding on defense in arena is good. And he's of course wrong, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, part of this I actually believe, and part of it like makes sense. But I do. I mean, we have to argue both sides here because I think there's definitely a perspective here.
Okay, so let's talk about what's happening. Basically, Infinity Watch is kind of crazy. Yesterday I recorded. I literally sat in my underwear here and recorded for an hour of me not losing. I think I won 31, 32 times in a row. But I want to promise you, this was actually probably happened for about an hour and a half before I recorded this. This is literally, I think I won for 2.5 hours straight without losing a single match on a, and it's a 500, it's a sub 600K team, going up against any team in the game. Every team and any team was winning. And I kind of, I think in the thumbnail I said, does Scopely know what they're doing? And you think this might be a good thing? I mean, I'm not sure how to pitch that. I think this negates the value of all my, of Phoenix and of Ultron and even of Doom. I mean, it seems like this is just like, wow, this team is so much better.
So let me just ask you this question. First things first, is your arena defense holding now?
I do stay in the top 15. I don't usually fall out of this top 15.
That just means you don't have maybe not as active. People aren't targeting you. It's a whole different story.
Yeah.
I mean, if so defense holding is gonna arenas vary. Whether depending on when you start, depending on what time zone you're in, they vary greatly. Active arena shards are kind of a big deal,
right?
And so and that's the idea. Is this team is an arena meta,
sure?
And so the problem with arena metas is they also kind of become metas elsewhere because if a team's good in one aspect, like PvP, and AI is kind of smart and hard to overcome, it works kind of everywhere, right? And so that's why people necessarily, I think, just maybe not like this team. But I think Scopely was preparing, or Boundless, whatever you want to call him this week, was preparing us for this team because there's a couple pieces of the puzzle they gave us recently that felt power crept that are actually, I think, were gifts to the community to help with this team. And we were talking about how we felt they were bad, but what if they're really good? And I think that's a different thing. So let me ask you this. I mean, you're building this team up, right?
Oh, yeah, of course, because like this is probably the last team that I wailed this hard on was Asgardians. That's how far back we're going.
You didn't wail hard on Black Order?
It's after the fact. Like, it was kind of a slow, progressive thing. I definitely fully committed to Black Order once it settled out. What I mean is, like, I'm a person that I will wait and see what the Krakens do. People like yourself, I will see it once I saw, because Black Order didn't work correctly when it first came out. If you remember correctly, there were some problems.
I remember very well.
And so I didn't commit until they fixed it. I've already committed to this team because it works. This team already works. Regardless, Adam Warlock's kit will probably be bugged, my God. But even without Adam Warlock, the 4 members, and I've been using Emma, but you could use Kestrel. There's a lot of different, it doesn't matter who the 5th is. It does, but they're, just use one of the...
But how is this bad for the game then? If you're buying this team up, you're going to be in arena. How is it bad?
Okay, no. Okay, that's. Is it something I think? Do I want it to be this way? Could this team be scaled back 20%, and I would like it more? Yes, they could scale this team back 20%, and I think it would be better for the health of the game, better for everybody. The problem I'm having is that there's going to be like this that we're going to call pre-Silver Surfer, post-Silver Surfer. Like, characters before Silver Surfer are garbage, and characters after Silver Surfer are amazing. What is going on? Like, so like I'm thinking about Ultron and Phoenix and Black Bolt. What's the point? I mean, all that work that everybody did, for the first 2-3 years of the game. Now it's just the
all right. Yeah. I see. I get it. Trust me. Like, as somebody who's spent thousands more on the game a month than you have. I can see the argument, but let's talk about something, right? So arena is arguably one of the more important game modes in the game. And the reason why it's important is because it's all of your in-game currency, whether you're free to play or you're a spender. The only currency you get is from your dailies. That's the cores.
Right.
When I was talking about currency, cores, budget, come from arena and whatnot. So investing in a team that can potentially hold, especially if you can't be active during your arena payout. All right, that's kind of a big deal. And so building these teams up and hopefully that they hold with the AI has been kind of the way that arena stabilizes over time, so that if you make an investment, you get a return in cores. And so Black Order actually did that early on after they got fixed. Black Order versus Black Order mirror matches, you knew that it wasn't just a simple you have to do this and then you can hit auto right away until you built them up. And think about Black Order was unique in that it siphoned all of these gold resources. We had DD3, we had COVID. We're going to call them COVID Order from now on, because there's no way the arena meta lasts as long as Black Order.
Right.
We went back in the history of the game, and arena metas like Phoenix and
So what you're saying is true for the people that are going heavily on Infinity Watch. I got a message this morning on Discord saying, I'm not getting Infinity Watch. I'm not going to be able to ever catch up because I'm going to get pushed out of the arena and I'm not going to get the cores to catch up. What's the point of playing anymore? Was the tone of the message. And so what does this mean for the people that don't participate in this?
So the idea behind it is realistically, there's going to be a legendary soup that counters this. It's very clear that if you can kill Gamora, the team starts falling apart.
Yeah, the team is all about Gamora, by the way, and it really is. Especially that flipping of the defense down seems super powerful, especially in a mirror match. The way we'll see how that plays out, but it seems super broken.
Yeah, but you probably can't get rid of Gamora until you get rid of one of the other two pieces that help her out. But that, we'll go into that later on as we make other videos, and Mobile and I will be sharing all the different thoughts.
By the way, Kestrel can delete Gamora.
And that's the point, though. It's like we were complaining about Kestrel and Silver Surfer. They are here because after Safeguard drops, you're going to have windows where these characters, where all of your characters.
No, and that is the point of me running Emma. Is my Emma is designed to give Nebula and Gamora time to kill Kestrel before Kestrel can take a turn. Because I played in the arena without Emma, and I was like, oh my God, Gamora just got deleted. Full health Gamora deleted by Kestrel. But again, that comes back to the pre-Silver Surfer, post-Silver Surfer thing that's going on right now. My goodness, I mean, they're on a different level.
How long ago did Silver Surfer come out?
Boy, I don't remember now. It's just like it's everything muddled. It was a spring, right? Late. Yeah. It was February. I don't know.
I think it was maybe March, I think.
Yeah,
March.
I don't know.
So let's say he came out there. The arena meta has been shifting because of him, Kestrel. So we've been in kind of this shift. It was the same thing that happened with Hela and Black Bolt.
Okay.
And they were pieces of the puzzle to help beat Black Order for a little while.
I just don't remember it being this strong.
Because Black Order held for too long. Because everybody was able to drop massive amounts of gold credits into their Black Order. Dude, there's like 900K Black Orders without. Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
So the difference between Black Order and this is very, very. Black Order was confined to a team that absolutely did not work unless it was all 5 members. I mean, so the restriction to the Black Order team was it just didn't work the same. I mean, you delete Corvus off the team, who's garbage on his own, right? And the team just doesn't really work, right? And so it was a different team. This is not. This team looks like it looks like an RTA. They're going to ban one member of the Infinity Watch. Well, other than Gamora, is it going to matter?
Yeah, it will.
I mean, right now, these 4 work just fine. I could see putting Adam Warlock instead of Moondragon. I could see Adam Warlock instead of Violet still working. I mean, as long as Gamora is there and maybe Nebula, it's going to work.
So RTA is one of those game modes where we'll make this argument for another video, where we're talking about like why RTA exists, because I understand, I get that it's basically like training wheels for the end game here, but that's a whole nother story.
Right.
But if we're basing it on RTA, Well, I guess your impulse to build up this team, and by the way, these are 4 free characters, dude. Think about it. These are the 4
Yeah.
easy to access free
No,
characters
there.
that everybody can get.
And I actually I hadn't really pushed. Initially I was like, well, if you're getting out of Morlock, you need to go hard. Now I'm thinking, well, you probably need to go hard on this, even if you're not going to get out of Morlock. I
This is
mean,
going to be
it's
a good
kind
starter
of
team.
because you're going to get out of Morlock someday, right? So this
Mhm.
is the thing: is power creep is an essential component to these games, and I'm not even anti power creep. Why couldn't this team be scaled back? Why couldn't Silver Surfer? Why couldn't Kestrel be scaled back 10, 20%?
So here's the reason why. It's because they have to counter Black Order that people have at 7 Red Star, dude. The
Okay.
problem with that, the problem with that is because of our own agency. People have 7 Red Star Proximas and 7 Red Star Corvuses just because they wanted to flex their muscle on one team. And so that's the problem is when you overinvest in a team, and I will say that is Scopely's fault, and Scopely because they weren't boundless when they had the Black Order. Having them be this dominant team for so long meant
Mm-hmm.
that people just siphoned resources
Correct.
into them, and so now we're seeing that the meta is shifting back to what it used to be, which is something we should get comfortable with. And I'm going to say this right now: this team is going to be difficult to figure out. It's not going to be impossible. You're going to be able to beat
No.
this with soup. I guarantee. I guarantee you.
Well,
Within the first,
that's something that we've proved over and over again, regardless of how ridiculous the team is. Like Heroes for Hire and War, there is a way of doing it. It was just how much resources. It's always about how many top characters you have to pull, how many teams do you have to break up. And when you say legendary soup, I think we all know what they need. Although the best characters of the games are no longer legendary, go figure. But yeah, the idea is go figure. The idea is the same. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe so. So what you're saying is that to get away from the Black Order, and because the problem with Black Order was that everybody was fully entrenched with 15 T4s and
yeah.
everybody took Thanos to 7 red and called to 5 or 6 and everybody else up and it was very challenging when everybody has 600k plus at a minute. I think most players now probably have it, or not. I don't want to say most. I never know what people have, but a lot of people have 600k Black Orders, right? And there was no incentive to do anything because that team was so dominant. So you saying they had to build this kind of broken going forward with Silver Surfer
So
just to get away from that, and they're like resetting the game because of Black Order?
so let's talk about this,
I
right? So
don't
this
like it
team, right?
though. I don't like it. Anyways,
I know you. I get that why you don't like it, but last piece of the puzzle here is, this is the first team that we've had, okay, in a while that wasn't speed broken, right? That didn't just focus on speed. They focused on buffs, regaining buffs, managing their buffs, locking their buffs in position. They've got some speed manipulation, but nowhere near what things like X Factor, X
I don't know
Force.
if I agree with you. I mean, if you go up against the team that I'm using, if you go up against Shatterstar and Longshot, you delete both of them before they go. Nebula pings Shatterstar, and then Gamora does AOE right into Longshot, and both of them are dead. I mean, that's
So,
speed. I mean, the match is almost over before it starts. I mean, you killed two
what I'm
members.
telling you is versus the AI. Like, I mean, like
Oh,
the
okay.
AI, because you're going to be able to control the outcome. Again, it's player controlled RTA. This team's going to feel like broken, but it isn't the same where you're talking about the whole team. Like, there isn't there's only Moondragon, the only one with the slow and the drain. There's definitely windows here. I mean, you think about it. There was Magneto, which was turn zero. Shield. That this is more like the Phoenix Squad, right? This is more like X-Men, where
Okay.
you got buffs, debuffs, managing. There's a little bit more sustain. So that's where we're at right now. It's kind of like, Black Order was that one exception where they just did everything so well, and right, you had to have all 5 members, and then they held Cole back for. They literally, Cole is still only a premium character, and they've just been countered by this team, which is important. I wouldn't even I wouldn't ignore Black Order, but this team is the future, and it's available right now for players, 4 pieces for free. And you're saying it's overpowered, but this is a catch-up mechanic, dude. They're giving it away in a campaign. They're giving it away in a blitz event. All right. So, and two characters that people had built up or sitting on their rosters rotting. This is actually what we've been asking for in the game with a catch-up mechanic.
Okay, so
That's my point.
the only problem I have with that, I have a lot of problems with that actually. The problem I
Okay.
have with that is that, okay, that's cool until the next thing, until Apocalypse comes out. You know what I mean? And you know,
Apocalypse is probably a big bad that they're just hinting at now, but we'll see.
yeah, you know what, but I'm just saying is like, well, what's the point of a, you know, like this is, it seems that the chase, uh, and the destruction of the old teams, you know, there's always going to be some, you know, power creep, and you know, obviously defenders, you know, in the first year were pretty strong, right?
Yeah.
And they're not good anymore. And same thing with Nick Fury Shield. And I get that, but this seems like it's just pushing everything down so fast that,
Well,
you know, it
I
makes
mean,
me wonder what next year is going to look like, and the year after is going to look like, and then the year after is going to look like.
but we said that every single time this happens, right?
No, this
Because
feels so much worse. This does feel a lot stronger. I think the reason why it's worrisome is because I don't know how it looks with right there. You see, like we're just
yeah.
deleting. You know, they're going. Look at how
But
many.
does the AI play it that way? That's the question, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like we're just blowing up their team before they get to take a turn.
The AI is
And
not going to target her every single time. That's the point. Wink, wink.
yeah, I mean, I think I go through. I Kestrel and long shot before they take a turn. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Anyways, I don't know. It's just it seems like it's more and it's faster, and because we don't have Adam Warlock yet, it kind of scares me. I mean, they're still going to be able to put negative effects on them, and that's fine. Like, you know, but getting rid of those positive effects, you know, like you can see, there's a bunch on them right there, is not going to come off with Adam Warlock. It's going to be really tricky to play against. I mean, the team is going to work on defense against not initially, anyways. I don't know, man. I'm not sold. I don't think this is a good. I don't think this is a good thing. I really don't.
Well, last piece of the puzzle is, if you're playing a hero collector, you're always chasing your tail. I mean, that's the end of the day. Is you're always chasing your tail. You're never going to catch your tail. And the idea is there's always something new to work on. If they're going to give you something new to work. That's how they make money. That's how they keep engagement up. There's always something new to work on. It's just how many times you spin before you fall down. That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll have to. I don't know. I want to. I hope. You know, part of me want. You know, here's the thing. I just want to put this out here. In Galaxy of Heroes, there was something called Galactic Legends, and they came out, and they were twice as good as any character. They were twice as fast, twice everything, right? And
Mhm.
I went, wow, holy power creep, right? And they had a
Yeah.
restriction that you could only put one on a team, one of these characters. So like you couldn't put two Galactic Legends on the same team. And at the time, I thought it was broken and it was power creep and it was not fun. But it ended up working out. What I'm trying to say is they had a plan, where it actually balanced out after, you know, there's like a bunch of Galactic Legends in the game now.
Oh, I see where
You know what I
you're
mean?
going.
And
I see where you're going with this.
it all worked out, right? And there was counters to every team, and every team was counterable. But the thing was, is that old characters from 2-3 years ago were still playable because of the interactions. Because most of the teams over there are not restricted by tags on tags on tags. Where this team only works if Heroes for Hires together. Why couldn't have that just been a city hero team, so that the
Yeah.
next city hero that comes into the game would have made it better? Where there was actually a lot of opportunity to think. This game is very much restricted by tags, and they've almost made it mindless. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mhm.
just
I,
they just
I
have.
agree. I like the theory. I like the theory crafting.
And so what I was saying is, do they have a plan? I'm not sure. It's not clear to me that they know what they're doing, and that's why I'm worried.
Well, I mean, so I do think that they brought in Kestrel and Silver Surfer now to help players manage with this team. I think that it also helped manage with Heroes for Hire, thinking about not having Kestrel or Surfer for the wide majority of our viewing audience would not be able to overcome Heroes for Hire regularly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think without those two characters in the game, a lot of the meta for
Yeah.
war and it would have been changed. Now, does
I'm
it
really
feel
happy with those two characters, by the way. Plug and play. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think it's fantastic, and actually in a large way, this Infinity Watch is not. It is plug and play-ish to a certain degree. I mean, you
Yeah,
don't
no,
need you. It's not like Black Order where they all have to be together. It's definitely feels like that you can piece 2-3 members of the team. I mean, I could see Adam Warlock, Gamora, and Nebula being a wrecking team. I mean, there's a lot of teams, right? I mean, it definitely looks like it's going to be. We'll have to see. I hope they have a plan. I hope they know what they're doing. We'll have to see, right?
That's a whole different video, buddy. If they have confidence, but it does seem like they at least for this window, they got. I think for the players, giving us Surfer, giving us Kestrel, and this team, even the 4-piece, is actually.
Yeah, I gotta say, if you're a newer player and you're going heavily on this Infinity Watch and or Adam Warlock, or even trying to get Adam Warlock the second time around, you're going to be skipping a lot of saving yourself a lot of time, and you know what, and not that I'm not saying that don't do Black Order, but boy, you don't have to do Black Order. You can jump all that, and then once this team is done, then you can start filling in the pieces that you want to, wherever the gaps in the game that you have in the different game modes. But boy, I don't know, man. If you have a way of, I'm at a place now where at first I was saying, should you go hard on Infinity Watch if you're not getting Adam Warlock? And now I'm thinking, yeah, you should.
Right,
you're gonna get Adam Warlock eventually. You might as well start working on them now.
I'm gonna ask you one question.
And they work without Adam Warlock. They really do.
I'm gonna ask you one question.
Sure.
Are you having fun playing Infinity Watch?
They are fun to play. I don't know. I don't.
Man. We asked for fun.
Here's the thing, though.
Catch-up mechanics.
Okay, I'll tell you what I did not have fun is when I logged into RTA and I had to do city nonsense or something. And you know,
yeah, that's stupid. They got to get rid of that crap. That's
then I had to play against here. Then I had to play against Infinity Watch, and it was auto lose, and I was like, even my Shadowlands team auto lose. I was like, this is not fun. I don't. Okay, did the 30. Did the 2.5 hours that I didn't lose a match, did the other people have fun? That's the question. I mean,
in the times they didn't face you, yes, and when they faced you, they were like,
because I'm a try-harder Spike. If you know,
but
Spike Carter, right?
Yeah, but I think the RTA thing is a whole another video down the road. I have a lot of unpopular opinions about that.
Okay, well, this might be a fun segment where Remanx plays the villain. The Scopely shill, I don't know.
Well, I mean, realistically, I think we have to position it like perspective, and I see the shill comment, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna embrace it. People think I'm a shill. Let me embrace it, because obviously, Mobile and I interact in a private forum where you guys will see if he knows very well that how I feel about certain things, and
I haven't met a proper shill in the true definition of the word, I suppose. Everybody's got their own point of views. All right, well, we're gonna wrap it up right there. I hope it turns out well. I wish this was scaled back a little bit, but yeah, I mean, because power creep is needed, just seems like it's a bit much, and I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. All right, bye for now.
Dude, I'm having fun. They're fun. Their whole shit's out of fun.
Yeah, it's a fun team.
Oh yeah, man. Just watching my opponent, I can just imagine them crying, just like, oh man, I want to get my city done. Nope. See you later.
That's terrible. That's terrible.